and welcome again to the kitchen. It's not actually Tuesday today, this is more Munchy Monday. The reason for that being is today is St David's Day. Thank you, Jason, in the comments for telling me. And today's cooking is actually a request from the same guy. Again, thank you, Jason, for this. He asked if I could cook Welsh cakes. Well, the answer is I'm going to find out in a minute, because we're having a St David's Day special. It's why we're early, because today St David's Day is today, Monday, not Tuesday. So I figured I'd have a little go at the Welsh cakes, but I also am going to have a little go at something I really, really like and I've never made myself, and that is Welsh Rarebit. So it's a double header today. I'm going to start with the Welsh cakes, and then we're going to move on and we're going to cook the Welsh Rarebit after that. So I hope you enjoy both. I know I'm going to. So let's go and have a look at the ingredients for the Welsh cakes. We have 250 grams of flour in here. We have 125 grams of butter that I have cut up small in here. We have 100 grams of sultanas. You could put more in, you could put less in. It's up to you how many you want to put in there. Over here we have mixed spice. Mixed spice goes in, as does cinnamon. Now the cinnamon we put in isn't to make them taste of cinnamon, it's to actually enhance the flavour. We have an egg, here's one I cracked earlier, bit of a Blue Peter moment there. And here we have sugar, into which I've also mixed some cinnamon. This is to dust them afterwards, but I'll tell you more about that when we get there. So this is a very easy recipe today, because today I am going to use the mixer. Over here, you'll see it in a minute, I have a Kenwood Chef. I'm really lucky that I have one of those. That means that I can do this without getting my hands filthy, covered in stuff. And anyway, this is one of those recipes where we throw everything in and then we mix it all up and then we cook it. So I like recipes like that. The Welsh Rarebit, which is going to follow, is a similar kind of recipe. So without further ado, I'm going to start mixing the ingredients together. So we're going to take the flour, we're going to take the mixed spice. Now again, this is to taste. The recipe calls for a teaspoon or so, so that's about that. I like flavour. Likewise with the cinnamon, we don't need an awful lot of cinnamon. This is to enhance the flavour. It's not to make it taste of cinnamon. So now I'm just going to very quickly just mix these together, incorporate that in there, as you can see. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across to the mixer, because we're going to start adding the other ingredients. So just give me a second, I'm going to get this mixer set up. Right, so off we go. Oh dear, wrong one. So we just need to keep that going for a little while. So that's working in nicely now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop that. So I'm just going to quickly whisk this egg, which I have here. So let's give that a quick whip. There we go. So that's done. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift this up and I'm going to create a bit of a well in the middle, like that. Just a bit of a well there. And into there, I'm going to pop the eggs, which have been whisked. Also in there, I'm going to pop the milk. There's a tablespoon of milk gone in. And we can throw in the sultanas now. Then it's a case of popping this down, and then we're off again for another spin. Now this will form the dough that we're going to actually cook with. Right, as you can see, this is starting to clump up. This is the consistency you want, because if it's crumbly here, it will be crumbly when it's cooked. We don't want it to be too hard. So I'm just going to stop this. So this is the consistency we want. So I'm just going to take this off, push this out. And I'm just going to throw a bit of flour down. So, okay, and also I don't have a rolling pin, so using my initiative. So what we do is we take this, and what we then want to do is just roll that into a nice, if it's a bit crunchy, we want the consistency to be flaky, so if you see it cracking and it looks a bit dry, don't worry too much, that's kind of what you want. So what we'll do now is we'll just start to roll that down. As you can see, it's cracking a bit as I do it, but that's a good sign, that's the consistency we want. So just continue to roll that out, rolling it down, and then we can turn it over. Roll down this side. We obviously don't roll it out too thin, because obviously this is what becomes the Welsh cakes. Again, I don't have a cutter, so I'm going to use the glass when the time comes and roll that out a bit thinner. As I say, again, you know, the consistency of this is maybe a little bit too dry, but you want it flaky, because flaky in, flaky out. So what we'll do is we'll just start pressing out, like so. One. Some scony shapes, for want of a better term. There's another one. And then what you do each time, you'll find you'll run out of dough. We'll just roll it all up, make another batch till they're all done. There's another one. Get one out there. Sometimes you hit a sultana and it doesn't cut quite properly. It'd probably be easy if you had a proper tool, but I don't have that tool, so I can't use it. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to simply roll this up, scrunch it together. Of course the flour's getting into it now, so it's getting a bit drier, but it'll be alright. It'll cook the way we want it to cook. And we'll just roll that out, get it flat. We'll get a few more out. I don't want to cook too many because I've only got so much room in the pan, so I don't want to overdo it. Now, let's see what we can get out of there. There's another one. So here we have a griddle, or in this case a skillet. I've got it over a very low heat. So what I propose to do now is to drop these on there. They've got butter in them, so we don't need to oil the pan, because basically the butter in there is enough. Another one. Don't put too many in at once. And then we just leave them there on that low heat. After a little while, you can check them. We're looking for a lightly brown surface. So do you like Welsh cakes then? I'll take that as a yes. You got your beady eye on them, haven't you? Yeah. These are starting to smell really nice now. These are starting to smell really, really nice. Notice in the background, the coffee has been brewed. I've been drinking that while I've been making this. Some chefs like to drink wine while they're cooking. Me, I like to drink coffee. I've not done any research into this week, so if anybody has any idea of the history of these, where they came from, why they're Welsh cakes, how they became part of the tradition of Welsh food. I know a lot of people in Wales who live on these things. They're like a religion almost. So if anybody knows, please put it down in the description down below. Because I'd love to know, and I'm sure other people would as well. If you look, I don't know if you can see here, but as they cook, they lighten from the bottom. See the top is darker, and the bottom there is lighter. So that's how you can tell they're starting to cook through nicely. We just need them all to look like that. And then if I turn him over, see he's done. So that's first one over. Coming along now. Yes, we're ready. So you can see the look. That's what they should look like when you flip them. Now we're doing the other side. I did the Welsh cakes first because they're the messiest. As you can see over here, there's a bit of cleaning up to do as you can see over here, there's a bit of cleaning up to do when I've finished. These are nearly done, I have to say. These are not far away. Yep, we're almost there with these. Another couple of seconds and I'm going to start getting them out. Right, so I'm going to pull these out now. Should see that cooked nicely on both sides. And there we are. There we are. Welsh cakes. So let's go and try these, shall we? So, here we are with the cakes. Now, what we've got in here is a little bit of sugar, which I've just mixed up with a little bit of cinnamon. You can put sugar over these. However, if you're going to eat them now, let them cool down a bit till they're warm. When they're warm, pop a bit of sugar and cinnamon on, which is what I've done here, and eat them warm. However, what you can do with these is you can leave them, put them in your fridge or put them in a cake tin, and then come back and pop them in your toaster. When you pop them in your toaster to warm them up, just put a bit of butter on them, and they are absolutely wonderful. So let's just put a bit of sugar on the ones we're going to try now, and go from there. So I'm going to take some of these away to one side, just pop some sugar on the other ones. The moment of truth. Can I make Welsh cakes? Let's find out. Man, they're really good. Wow. Yeah, really nice. I am very, very pleased with the way they've turned out. They're nice and crumbly, just as they should be. Absolutely delicious. So there you go, Welsh cakes. So, without any further ado, let's clear this up and let's look at the Welsh Rarebit, shall we? And welcome back to the second part of our St David's Day special, where I'm going to attempt Welsh Rarebit. So, without any further ado, let's get over to the ingredients table and see what this puppy includes. So, over here, we've got 250 grams-ish of cheese. These don't have to be exact measurements. We've got some butter to go on the toast, which we're going to toast these in a minute. And then across the back here, we've got the things that make it happen. We've got some black pepper. We've got some garlic. That goes in everything around here, including the bath water and the cornflakes. We've got some whole grain mustard, the chunky type with all the bits in it. We've got some salt to taste. We've got some Worcester sauce is the one. Our American friends will probably call this Worcestershire sauce, but it's actually Worcester sauce. And finally, beer from a local brewery, probably about 6 miles from my front door, if that. So we like to keep our air miles down here. So without any further ado, let's go across and cook this because it couldn't be easier to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the 2 slices of bread, pop them in the toaster, hit the go button and toast lightly. The bread I'm using today is a wheat, spelt and rye cob. I really do like that particular bread. If I can't get yellow cornbread, which is my favourite, I often buy this one. It toasts beautifully, and it just works for this sort of thing. I'm just having to flip this because these are too big to go in the toaster in one go. Now, that's done. So you only want it toasted very lightly like so. Then what we do is we'll come along and we'll put some butter on there. Should really have melted this down a bit first because butter doesn't spread well, even if it's been out of the fridge for an hour, which this has. This is Rhondda butter, it's Cornish. I quite like it, it's not too far away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this here and leave it. Hopefully that will soften up a bit while I'm cooking the sauce. Here we go. That's about it. That should do the trick. Now it's time to make the sauce. Right, so what we do now is we place the cheese onto a saucepan that's on a medium heat, not too much, and we literally put the cheese in the pan like that. A chef once said to me, any chef that measures alcohol when they're cooking isn't a chef. So in true tradition, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of beer. We get to drink that afterwards, and then we just move this around while it melts. We're also going to put in a goodly helping of mustard. If you're going to put something in, put it in. And then we also need to put in what some people call the fire juice. Again, I never measure this, but in it's gone. Like that. Now that cheese should be melting, and then a bit of garlic because, as I say, garlic goes in everything. Did I put it in the Welsh cakes? I can't remember. I might have done. It's going in there like that. And now we just keep this stirring. Don't overheat it. Just keep it stirring till the cheese is all melted. And can you see it's turning into a lovely saucy type consistency? I'm just going to put that back over there. This smells absolutely, oh, this is one of the best smells I've had since I've started doing cooking. This smells beautiful. So just keep this moving, keep an eye on it. Let it warm through. Just let the heat get through to that a little bit more. Yeah, I know you like this, don't you? Yeah, you do. You like this. Yeah. That's cooked, so I'm going to take that off the heat now. Just move it. What we do is we bring the sauce and we pour it over the toast, like that. There we go. And then this goes under the grill. So, it's under the grill. We wait for it to brown now. Once that's got a light browning on the top, we'll pull it out and it'll be ready to serve. Let's see how we're getting on. Almost there. So let's see what's happening. Oh, that looks good. That looks cooked to me. That looks like Welsh Rarebit. So we'll just pull up a plate. We'll just serve that now. 1, 2. And there we go. Someone likes it. So there we have it. That's Welsh Rarebit. Let's see what it tastes like. What he said. That is delicious. Take it from me, I will not be leaving it until St. David's Day before I cook that again. But there's only one thing that is missing from here, and I'm going to reintroduce it. Cheers, everybody. Nothing washes Welsh Rarebit down quite like a good beer. Once again, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's special. As a special thank you going out to all my Welsh supporters out there. I hope you enjoyed this and I haven't insulted you too much by my English slant on your Welsh cooking. Anyway, as always, please like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do the stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe. Bye-bye.